Hi, fourth graders. We are going to start by going over this do now. So if you haven't already, pause the video and try out these problems. As you see, these problems have to do with perimeter of a rectangle, and we know we have a few different formulas for finding the perimeter of a rectangle. You could say perimeter equals length plus width, just adding all four sides. Or you could mix in some multiplication to do the same formula, right? Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So let's go ahead and try out this first one. Use the formula to find the perimeter of each rectangle. Show your work. We're given a length of 5 and 1/12 and a width of 4 and 11/12. So I'm going to take 5 and 1/12. I think I'll use this formula for right now. If you use the other one, that's fine too, as long as we get the same answer, right? Because there's only one parameter. So I will take 5 and 1/12 and multiply that by 2, and then I get 10 and 2/12. Then I'm going to take my width, 4 and 11/12, and also multiply that by 2, and that gives me 8 and 22/12. Oh, my eyes, I wouldn't leave it like that. I know that 12/12 is a whole, so I'll bump that up to 9. And then how many left over? Let's see. Oh, 10. And 10/12 left over. Okay, so now to find my final perimeter, I'm going to need to add these two up, which again, you know how to do, right? We'll add our whole numbers. 10 plus 9 is 19. Then we'll add our fractions. 2/12 plus 10/12 is another 12/12. But, my eyes, I would never leave an answer like that. Ugh, no way. I know 12/12 is a whole, so I get a total of 20, a nice round number. And that's 20 feet. We're given the units. Okay, now let's practice with this one. It says find the unknown side measure and show all your work. So this time we're told the perimeter, we're told one side length, and we have to find the width. Well, let me think about this. If I know this side is 4 and 3/8, then I know this side is also 4 and 3/8. Let's see what those combined would give us so far. So if we just added those two sides, we'd have 8 and 6/8. Okay, and I know the total perimeter is 10 inches, so I'm going to take that 10 inches of total perimeter and subtract the sum of the two sides that I just found. Right, 8 and 6/8, and I'll do fractions first. 0/8 minus 6/8, you can't do it. So I'm going to borrow and make this a 9 and 8/8, and then subtract 8 and 6/8, and I will get fractions first, 2/8, and 9 minus 8 gives you 1. So we have 1 and 2/8. So now I know that this side plus this side must sum to 1 and 2/8. Ooh, that's a little tricky, but nothing I can't handle. So let's think about that. I think I'm going to write this instead of 1 and 2/8 as 10/8. You with me so far? My improper fraction. And now it's easy for me to think, well, what plus what will give me 10/8? That would be 5/8 plus 5 more eighths. So I know that my missing side length must be 5/8 of an inch. Let's practice with one more. I love these missing side length problems because they're a little bit trickier. So we're given the perimeter and we're given one side length. So if I know this is 4 and 1/10, I also know this is 4 and 1/10. Well, let's see what, if we just added those two sides, what we would get. So I got 8 and 2/10. Okay, but my total perimeter was 12 and 8/10. So let's take away those two sides that we just added. And what's left over is 8 fractions first. 8 tenths minus 2 tenths is 6 tenths. 12 minus 8 is 4. So 4 and 6 tenths are left over. So these two sides have to add up to 4 and 6 tenths. What could those sides be? Well, I know half of 4 is 2, and half of 6 tenths is 3 tenths. So each of those sides must be 2 and 3 tenths in order for them to add up to 4 and 6 tenths, which was what we needed them to be to get the correct parameter. And for all of these, it's a good habit, it's a good habit to always include your units, right, centimeters, because we're just talking about a width. And it's also a good habit to go back and check after the fact. Just for time today, I didn't do that, but I should add 4 and 1/10 plus 4 and 1/10 plus 2 and 3/10 plus 2 and 3/10 and make sure I get 12 and 8 tenths. So if you did that, give yourself an extra pat on the back. Okay, good work on this do now.